This is Tim, our main character. And this is what Tim looks like when he gets a brilliant idea. Tim could have just emailed this new joke, but he does not, because he loves seeing the laughter on people's faces from a fresh joke.
Come in. Timmy, my boy, these jokes are Taffy-Tastic.
Now, Tim grew up in an ordinary town with ordinary parents with ordinary lives. But Tim was no ordinary boy. He was a child prodigy, not a musician or a doctor. No, he was a joke writer for the Laffy Taffy candy company. Seriously, he was good, like the LeBron James of lame jokes. It all began with a few successful submissions when he was 10 years old. By the time he turned 13, he was submitting at least one each month, and at 18, he had been recruited to work full-time as Laffy Taffy's head joke writer. Coincidentally, it was at this time that Laffy Taffy sales skyrocketed, becoming the highest-grossing candy company of all time. Take that, Hershey, cocky sons of bitches. But child prodigies are short-lived, and they soon grow up. And it sucks. Tim has hit a dry spell. As he sits here trying to come up with the dumbest jokes he can think of, all he really sees are the blank sheets of paper staring right back at him. Hey, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Brad and Chad are the most worthless human beings imaginable. That doesn't add anything to the story. I just had to let you know. They're pieces of shit.
Can I help you guys?
Mr. Jenkins wants to see you.
Mr. Jenkins wants to see you in his office. He wants to see me right now?
Yeah.
Fine, tell him I'll be there in a few seconds.
You see, it had been a long time since Tim had written anything of worth, and this worried him. And when Tim gets worried, Tim becomes an asshole.
It's your phone.
Timmy, my boy, come on in. Have a seat here, take a load off. Timmy, how the hell are you?
Actually, not so.
Wonderful. Listen, as you know, the company isn't doing so well.
Mr. Jenkins went on to explain that Laffy Taffy sales had dipped pretty far into the red, but that Halloween was coming up, and it was the perfect time for some Taffy-Tastic jokes. His stupid word, not mine.
You know, something old-fashioned yet new. Something universal, like the one with the stick. That was a good one.
That one with the stick was pretty good. But then Mr. Jenkins said something that every prodigy is afraid to hear.
Look, you're not a kid anymore, Tim.
Well, not the Tim part, but you get the idea. So Mr. Jenkins told Tim to meet him the next day for a presentation of the new jokes he had been working so hard on. But as Tim stared blankly at Mr. Jenkins, he knew that there were no new jokes.
Hey, hon.
Hey.
Tim's trouble at work had followed him home. He was becoming distant from his wife Tammy, and even though she tried to reconnect, Tim was too busy with his useless jokes to notice.
Hey, I made your favorite, menudo! Olay!
Tammy was right. It was a stupid thing to say. But at least she was trying.
Oh, that's actually not my favorite. It kind of smells too bloody, and I got that kind of blood thing, but I'm not that hungry and I have some work to do tonight, so probably I can get to that, but thank you.
Tim sits at his desk, hoping desperately for some inspiration. Tim's having a rough time. Let's give him some space. This is what Tim looks like hungover.
Timmy, are you okay, son?
Are you okay? Sorry, I meant to say I'm Taffy-Tastic. Okay. So what's the best part about giving an elephant a circumcision? The tips are huge.
Seriously? That joke is about an elephant's genitalia. We can't print that. And are those pictures in there? We don't even do pictures. These are for kids. Let me see what else you have.
Actually, I think that was the cleanest one I had.
You're fired.
What?
Get out.
Okay.
Ew, what is he doing?
And And thus concludes the story of Tim, a man who outgrew his art only to learn he had to grow along with it. And that is the end.